Right, let's talk about plastic pollution. We were highlighting yesterday that major World Wildlife Fund report showing how human activity has impacted on dwindling wildlife populations across the globe, down some 60%. Well, it's an issue my next guest is very passionate about. She is Lizzie Carr, the adventurer and founder of Plastic Patrol, an initiative aiming to reduce plastic in Britain's waterway. However, her most recent challenge has made history overseas. Good morning, Lizzie.
Hello.
Now, we're used to seeing you paddling British waterways, but you've taken this to America and the Hudson River in particular.
Yeah, I have. So America is one of the world's biggest consumers of single-use plastics. I was heading over there in September for an event, and for me it was just a great opportunity to take my campaigning and my Plastic Patrol initiative across the pond.
I mean, the Hudson River, many people will associate that with New York City, of course, but the Hudson River is so much longer than that. How long is it and how far did you paddle along?
So I paddled 170 miles from Albany up in New York State down to New York City in Manhattan. Yeah, it's a huge river. I think it's about 3.5 miles at its widest point, and it's just nothing you can really imagine if you haven't seen it before. It's a bit of a beast.
The people that you spoke to in America, did you get the sense that they're as conscious as maybe we are here in the UK about the dangers of plastic and the effects of it on our oceans?
I feel that we've made a lot of progress in the UK over the last year or so. I don't think that's necessarily at the same pace in America at the moment. I think they've still got sort of a long way to go, and there's still a lot of changes that they can bring in themselves. So me going over there was a way of sort of bringing my voice and my campaigning and the work that I've done in the UK, and just try and enter into that conversation over there and spark a bit more conversation around it.
It's interesting, isn't it? The things we're so conscious of now in the UK because of Sky Ocean Rescue programmes like Blue Planet is, for instance, single-use coffee cups, single-use water bottles as well, which so many people are trying to cut out. And I know from my experience going into America, people will go to the supermarket and buy crates of bottled water. That's just how they live. What did you see when you were in the Hudson River in terms of evidence of plastic working its way into their water?
Do you know, the similarities between the Hudson and what I find in the UK are there. So it's the big offenders, the bottles, the bags and the wrappers, and you're seeing that consistently up and down the river. So I use my app Plastic Patrol to log all the sort of larger pieces of plastic that I saw along my way, and at the moment it's a case of analysing that so we can understand a bit more about the types of plastics we're seeing, where we're finding them, and ultimately what brands that are reoffending every time I'm out on the water.
Do you think to crack the single-use plastic problem, you need to crack America on this? Because as you said, it's one of the biggest single-use plastic consumers globally. Do you think, obviously we're doing our bit in the UK and other countries are as well, but until you crack something like America, you can't really get a handle on this problem?
It's a global issue that we're all connected by the same waters. It affects every single one of us. It needs to be a global effort to address it. So yes, we do need to crack America. We need to crack every single country all over the world. And yeah, we are doing our bit in the UK, but we can always do a bit more. Everybody can. And you know, there's responsibility at every level, consumers, corporations and government level. And it's about all kind of coming together and working out what the best step forwards is.
It's interesting, you are the first person to successfully paddleboard the length of the Hudson River, so congratulations to you on that. Great personal achievement, but as you said, it's all in the name of highlighting this issue. What's your next big adventure? Are you going to go to another country to highlight the issue there?
At the moment, there's no plans. It's really just a case of analysing a lot of the citizen science activity that I did on the water. So there was microplastic sampling. I used a smart fin to understand a bit more about water temperatures and motion characteristics in the water and how that plays a part and impacts in plastic. So there's a lot of things going on now in the background. Now I've come back that I need to sort of understand a bit more and feed that into the research that's being done over in America now with the charities and organisations that are working along the Hudson to try and improve the qualities over there.
Yeah, the actual physical element of your challenges is just one part of it. As you said, there's so much for you to do when you get back with the information you gather. Lizzie, thank you very much and well done. You continue to raise awareness of plastic pollution in our waters, not just here in the UK, but now globally. Thank you, Lizzie. Always good to see you. It is Halloween trick-or-treating tonight, are you? What's the weather got in store? Here's Isabel.